Hello. In this video, we're going to revisit the topic of configurations in Pardot. And in this case, it will be the topic of configuring the email sending domain. What is this configuration for? When you want to send emails from Pardot, they have to be verified, and this lets the receiving mail server know that it's a reliable source. If you don't configure this, the emails will end up in the spam folder, or be rejected outright by the incoming mail server. Therefore, we're going to configure this from the account settings and then go to the domain management area, where we simply add the domain that you want to use for email sending. Note that you can create more than one domain if you need to. We enter the domain name. We click on Create Domain. As you can see here, Pardot displays a series of statuses. Therefore, what it will ask you to do is to include a series of DNS in your domain manager. Let's see what DNS it requires from us. Here you can see all the DNS records that we need to configure, so we have to copy these values to our DNS record. Now, as we have mentioned, we are going to add the DNS records that we have already copied. As you can see in our case, there is a domain that has an entry that is not necessary, because we have configured a specific SPF. But keep in mind that in your case, it might happen that it asks you to also configure that entry line in the DNS. We are going to add the first record. In this case, we select the record type, which is text. We don't need to fill anything in the domain name field as it is marketing.eu. We paste the text record that we have been asked for, then click on Accept and Update. Now we are going to add the second record. Here, in this case, we need to enter a fixed prefix in the domain name field, and then paste the entire text line that we have been asked for. We click on Accept and Update. Please note that DNS records always take time to propagate. Therefore, if we check in Pardot now, it might still show that the domain is not properly verified, and that it is not currently verified. This is simply because the DNS records have not propagated yet. We need to wait for a few minutes, and then go back to the Pardot settings to verify that everything is correct. To check that everything is correct, Pardot enables an option that automatically checks whether everything is properly configured. You can start using emails with that domain in Pardot. As you can see here, it says Check DNS. We click on it to see if everything has propagated. We can see that the option still needs to be verified. So we wait for some time and try again, since the entry is already created in our DNS. We click on Check DNS again to verify if everything is correct. Now we can see that everything is verified and correct. Any email that goes out of Pardot with this domain will reach the email servers with all the certifications or validations that are considered correct, so that it is not considered spam. This will ensure better deliverability and higher campaign effectiveness. This configuration is essential, and we hope that this process has been helpful. See you soon.